This might be a 10-part video. Really, so much has happened since last night till now. Oh, incredible. But anyway, really interesting stuff. Okay, so I send out the papers today. So, yeah, Joe, I fixed that. 501, not 513 or whatever I had. Took the S off of Doe's. I fixed that too. And I added a couple of extra people to the lawsuit. The fake Sagan and this guy, whatever he is, Fragu Plenty. I guess he's asked for it, so I guess I'll throw him in now. I was going to name probably later anyway. I did save videos from the asshole. So I did DCMA a couple of his videos. He didn't have the guts to reply to the DMCA's, which aren't frivolous, obviously, because I friggin' filed the court papers, morons. So they're intrinsically valued because I followed the process and followed through on them. So there obviously aren't fake DMCA's. Whatever. So anyway, all right, so the BCJ guy, I was in Stickam last night. Really interesting night. Everybody was there. Not everybody. Tom Cruise wasn't there, but a lot of people were. It was really fun. Gypsy Witch was we actually got along, which is really unusual. So anyway, this one of these assholes shows up and records it, and so there's a video, and so it's in my favorites. I'm not going to link to it because the guy's such a fucktard, but really funny. This is the best clip he could probably find, and I killed him. I just owned his ass. So anyway, so BCJ he popped into the room, and I kicked him. I wasn't going to have a conversation with him. If you want to, BCJ, you want to talk to me, you talk to the attorney, me. Okay, so yeah, okay. I'm representing inmendum.com. He has nothing to say to you. He's suing you for being an asshole, a malicious, evil prick. He really has nothing to say to you except like malicious, evil prick. That's all he says. Keeps repeating it to me over and over. I have to keep telling him, you really, gotta come up with more conversation than malicious, evil prick. But that's his focus, and he really has nothing to say to you, nothing whatsoever. I'll do all my talking in court. Okay, buttball. There it is again, buttball. That was fun. So anyway, it really was fun last night. So anyway, I kicked him out of the room. Yeah, I'm not gonna have a conversation with him. But anyway, so his stooge, this Fragu Plenty, he goes in there and tape records the conversation and just tries to misquote me, tries to label me Nazi, tries to do all this bullshit, and just completely fails. So it was just perfect. So anyway, BCJ made 2 videos. So okay, his first video on his real channel, like his 3 channels, real, fake, and faker. And so in his real channel, he has a video where he has a written speech, and it's just so funny. He brings up the founding fathers and free speech. Guess what? They had dueling back then. That's how they dealt with free speech. Accountability was, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head, bastard. So they did have accountability back then, you dumb idiot. A founding father or 2 actually got killed through dueling because people like you couldn't control your big fat mouths, and somebody had to say, I'm going to have to shoot you. So then we can't do that anymore. Now we have to go to court. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to court and control our bullets in court. So he called me anti-American. Well, gee, yeah, I hope you can defend that with something. Again, trying to defend the Photoshop picture. He labeled the video Holocaust. In Mendum is a Holocaust denier. Had a picture of me and Hitler drag. There's just no mistake there, okay? There's no... You have to take responsibility for reasonable interpretations. Not your dumb expectations, reasonable interpretations. If someone was to see the icon and the title, what would they think? That's what you have to take responsibility for. That demonstrates also your intent. Most of the video was a preach on what the Holocaust is and how, because I don't agree with you, you have a right to dress me as Adolf Hitler. I'm a little surprised. You have the guts to put a Hitler mustache on George Washington? Another one of these idiots, the fake Sagan one. There's a video out there, just puts a Hitler mustache, he or she, whatever it is, on everybody. Just every celebrity puts a Hitler mustache on. Every government official. Well, first of all, they're public figures, okay? So you can get away with that shit. But if some of them aren't public figures, they could sue you for that, idiot. And I'm certainly not a public figure. I don't have power, so you can't play that game with me. All right, we'll see what a court says. I really don't think the court's going to say somebody on YouTube is a public figure unless they have, you know, pretty high subscriber numbers. Anyways, just all this silly stuff. So anyways, so he called me un-American. Tried to defend the picture again, just ludicrous. Then again with the blocking Nazi. So the whole point is he was talking about how I'm a blocker. And the point is yeah, no, I block people based on the content of their character. If they stay subscribed to somebody who's a white supremacist or who's preaching the overthrow of the American government, I can say to myself, well, you're an asshole if you're subscribed to him. I can say that. I have a right to draw a conclusion on their character, to judge them based on their character and say, fuck you, stay the fuck away from me. Because if you can listen to that shit, the only reason why you're listening to my shit is because you think it's shit. And if you're here for the lulls, if you're tuning into my videos for the lulls, I have a right to make it more difficult for you because I don't have a use for you. So there's absolutely nothing draconian or Nazi-esque. It is completely rational to judge people based on their character. And that's what I do when I block somebody. I don't block them because they demonstrate character. I block them because they demonstrate a lack of character, in my opinion. And I have the right to do that, idiot. You think it's, you know, Nazi-esque? Well, that's your interpretation. It's a bizarre and perverted, interpretation, and you might have to account for that that interpretation. You might have to justify it because it's a little bit fucking extraordinary to call somebody a fucking Nazi because they block somebody. It's also incredibly insulting to the fucking people who were horribly brutalized during the fucking goddamn Holocaust to sit there and play with this image, play with swastikas, play with Hitler mustaches. It is not a toy, you moron. Yeah, so it is kind of ironic that, you know, here we have this mass murder we can't even talk about, and people like this idiot will sit there and just play with that image. It's not even a subject we can talk about. You go to jail in some countries for talking about it, and this guy just recklessly plays with that image. Where's the other people you've attacked? Did you attack virtual Holocaust? Have you attacked, are you going to be able to present in court any evidence where you have previously attacked other white supremacists? Not other, I'm not one, obviously, as I have plenty of videos pointing that out, but other people you've labeled as Nazi-esque? Have you attacked any of these other Nazi-esque folks? That might help your case, but guess what? I don't think you have, so I think you're in big fucking trouble. Again, you called my DMCA illegal, which it was not. You called it frivolous again too, my legal action. So again, you're gonna have to live with this terminology. You can't keep throwing these words out without backing it up with something. You have to justify it. Then it brings up Iran and Iraq and the war and the, you know, Patriot Act and all that crap. Like I have anything at all to do with that? No, not a damn thing. It doesn't have anything to do with my values.
Oh, whatever. Enough said on that. I got through it quicker than I thought I would. So I'll get to Victor. Victor in his apology video. I mean, partial apology, which I appreciate. I mean, I don't like being mad at Victor, so I did unblock your Give Me a Fake Man channel anyway. But, you know, you still kind of piss me off. I mean, you can call me socially retarded. Well, that's, you know, here's your opinion. I don't want to, if bullshit is what being unretarded is bullshit conversation, insincere, wishy-washy, play every side of the street kind of crap is being unsocially retarded, I'm not really interested in being unsocially retarded. But regardless, the other thing he said is that I should never have started this. I didn't start this. I made a comment. My first comment was at Virtual Holocaust, and I pointed out how you've got to be insane to touch this subject. It's like a third rail subject, and I was even pointing out how dangerous this subject is, and you can't even talk about this subject. That's how I got into this trouble, is because I pointed out you can't even talk about this subject without everything going to hell. And everything went to hell because I just brought up that point. But it went to hell because it was me. It was because of my haters it went to hell. It didn't go to hell for anything I fucking said. Because anybody else could have said what I said, exactly what I said, and nothing would fucking happen. So it just has to do with the hate. It has to do with their agenda. It doesn't have anything to do with what I'm saying. It has to do with the agenda of the haters. And look, and part of this is, yeah, I understand how the internet works. I understand this problem exists. And like I say, I've fought it before. I've run into these kind of assholes before. And I didn't have the legal capacity to do much about it. I didn't have the legal knowledge to do much about it. But I have more of that now. And so I'm willing to go where I have to go to get this done, you know, to have something happen. Because these kind of assholes really have no business. There's got to be some respect for the legal lines. Because if there's no lines, then we just got, you know, like I said, this guy's recorded stickam conversations. So what, we can't flirt anymore? I mean, I was flirting. I was doing all kinds of stuff that I might not want on YouTube. And so what, we have no rights anymore? We can't have a party line conversation in stickam without worrying that our conversation is going to end up on YouTube videos? I mean, these are complex issues, and we really need to know what our fucking rights are. And it's just bullshit for you to think that there's no reason to do any of this crap. And another thing, Victor, I want to bring up a point just because I was really pissed off at the last video and I didn't bring it up. But I mean, from what I understand, you have DCMA'd videos before. And apparently you did it dishonestly because you didn't intend to sue. Even if you got the name and address, you weren't going to sue. I guess that's your argument, right? Because from your perspective, it was not something you would sue somebody over. So, I mean, that's essentially a false DMCA then. I mean, I've never filed one where I did not intend to sue the person. If I get the response, I sue them. That's what I do. So, I mean, you know, fuck you on some of this stuff, too. So I said there's a partial acceptance of your apology, but I guess I'm also still partially a bit pissed off. Well, I'm not drunk, but I'm really tired of it all fucking goddamn night. So apologies if I was offensive. I mean, I really don't want to get into a war with Victor. I like Victor. I don't like your fucking dog, though. I hate your dog. Your dog sucks.